Sachin Pilot, there are two ways to look at the optics. One is to suggest that here is the Congress party standing by its leader. The other is that just as you accuse the government of creating, in a way, a diversion, the Congress is also making a public spectacle of an issue which should be treated within the realms of the law. Allow the law to take its own course. This is the second time I'm asking you that. Allow the law to take its own course without allowing it to become a public spectacle in this manner.
So Rajdeep, we in the Congress or Mrs. Gandhi or Rahul Gandhi have nothing to hide. You can ask any questions, you can do whatever investigations you want, but the motive behind this pressure tactics, the whole country is witness to the fact that anybody who opposes the BJP will face the wrath of the government of the day. It's simple as that. I want to know why there's undue influence on the agencies, why are they not functioning in a transparent manner, and after 7 years, you're picking up a case and trying to summon people. Now Mr. Gandhi has been called again day after. So this is basically, it's a political, one-upsmanship where you're trying to say that if you're in opposition, if you raise a voice within parliament or outside, we'll come for you, we'll come after you. It's simple as that. There is no FIR, there is no complaint, there is no misappropriation of any funds that we can see. But the selective leakages from the questioning that's happening in the ED office is also very suspect. So we don't know. Legally, we are open to any investigations you want to do as a government of India. But the motive, the way it's being done, and the politicization of the agencies, that's something that's not healthy for our future and for our democracy.
I'm going to ask you, are you going to continue, therefore, to agitate in this manner? This agitation will not stop, is what you're saying. Are you telling me that every day that Rahul Gandhi is questioned, we are going to see this spectacle taking place outside?
Let me explain to you. First day, we did not put up a stage, no mics, no bhashan. We wanted a satyagraha, a non-violent, peaceful Gandhian march. That much right the Congress party has to protest or not. That was denied. Then the police action took place. Permissions were denied. People were house arrested. So how does one protest a democracy? You tell me, Mr. Rajdeep, if I want to protest against the government policy, I can't gather in a place, I can't make a speech, I can't do a padyatra, I can't do a bhukartal. How do you protest about what you feel is wrong in this country? So if you take away those rights, then, you know, it shows that the iron hand of the government will come down upon you. And if you happen to oppose the government, then so be it. Then you will face the wrath of the government. In a democracy, you have to respect the opposition and its views, have the patience and heart to listen to what we have to say. You may not agree, but the country needs to know what we stand for and what we believe in. But if you muzzle the voices of the people in the Congress party, that's not a healthy sign for a democracy at all.
बीवी श्रीनिवास, आपको सबसे ज्यादा मैं देखता हूं, सबसे ज्यादा एजिटेशन आप ही रहते हैं उसमें. जहां एजिटेशन होता है वहां श्रीनिवास होता है. कितनी लगी है आज?
नहीं, या पूरा कांग्रेस का सारे कार्यकर्ता, सारे लीडर, सब लोग सड़क पे है. मैं अकेला नहीं हूं. और तमाम जो कार्यकर्ता नॉन स्टॉप, ये जो भी कितने बार बुलाएगा, हम लोग का लड़ने का है इनके सरकार के खिलाफ. किस तरीके के जो जानबूझ के ये पॉलिटिकल वेंडेटा कर रहा है. मैं इनको एक ही बात पूछना चाहता हूं, 8 साल में कितने इनका बीजेपी का मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट है, मिनिस्टर से इतना करप्शन केसेस में इन लोग का पार्टी से पूरा बाहर आया, आप लोग ने दिखाया. इंक्लूडिंग माई स्टेट का मैं बात करता हूं, कर्नाटक में 40% सरकार चल रहा है. एक मिनिस्टर के घर में 2-2 मशीन, मनी मशीन, काउंटिंग मशीन दिखता है, उनका कोई नहीं है. अमित शाह का बेटा 50,000 लगा के 80 करोड़ कमाते हैं, उसको कोई ईडी नहीं है, आईटी नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है. ओनली कांग्रेस लीडर क्यों है? जब भी चुनाव आता है कांग्रेस लीडर के ऊपर आईटी रेड हो जाएगा, ईडी रेड हो जाएगा. ये डराने का जो पॉलिटिक्स करा रहे हैं ना, इससे कांग्रेस कभी डरते नहीं है.
I will ask one final question, therefore, to you, Mr. Pilot. How will you respond to those who will say that the Congress has been dispirited? You're using this to try and galvanize your cadres. You've suffered election defeat after defeat. Why don't you protest with the same vehemence when it comes to core issues that concern the public? Price rise. Take up those issues rather than taking up issues which concern the Congress party only. Will you take up a public campaign like this, maybe for a month in the future, on the real issues that affect people?
In fact, what we are trying to do is bring the focus back on the real issues. There is unemployment, there's price rise. You know, like I said, you know, Kashmiri Pandits have been massacred in the valley. So these are the issues that government gives no answers to. Deflect the discussion on those particular issues. They'll do some raids, some CBI, some ED, and keep the things boiling on. And the point is that we in the Congress and the opposition have the right, and we will speak for people all the time. But the institution that they are being misusing today are important for our republic to remain neutral and transparent. You can't allow them to become weapons for the government to use against the opposition. And whether it's young people, whether it's now recently they've announced this bharti in the army, etc. I mean, these are issues that young people are concerned, and Congress has always spoken about them, about all inflation. There's record farmers' distress today. That's all Mr. Gandhi, Mrs. Gandhi, all of us keep talking about. But they don't want to engage in that discussion. They want to do some raid, keep some temperatures boiling, some divisive politics, some slogan, some ex-BJP spokesperson will talk about the prophet, some will talk about some Hindu god. They're trying to change the narrative from the real issues, and we want to bring the discussion back on what's important to the people of India.
So you're saying the government is responsible for the weapons of mass distraction, as some would call it, even as the government says the Congress is making a spectacle of a legal case. Either way, we'll wait and see how this plays out. Please stay well. I believe one of you is still in a police station, or you've been, Mr. Pilot, for most of the day. And Srinivas,
no, I'm still here. I'm still here.
You're still at the police station. So you're speaking to us from the police station in Narela. आप भी police station में हैं क्या?
They've allowed me to use the phone at the police station, so they've been quite gracious.
हॉस्पिटल
अच्छा, आप हॉस्पिटल में थे, क्या हुआ आपको?
ये थोड़ा चोट लगी थी, उसको दिखाने आया हूँ.